loves. Welcome back to Power Conversations and Connections with Susan. Today, I want to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, and I hope it is to yours because it's something that has really allowed me to embrace coming into my own, and that is two words: free yourself. What that means for me is that I am allowed to free myself from whatever boundaries that I have placed on myself. I'm allowed to free myself from the criticisms of other people and to really come to understand who I am. Oftentimes we allow circumstances or people around us or things that we've done in our past to define who we are and who we think that we can be. We put those limitations on ourselves, and it's really time to take those shackles off, right? To take the things that you're allowing to bind you off. And it really is a matter of having a mindset to free yourself from thinking that you deserve anything less than the best of everything, the best in relationships, the best in relationships with your children, personal relationships. You deserve the best in your career. You actually have a right to those things because you've worked for them or you're striving for them. And we get into a position where we stifle ourselves sometimes because we let the negative thoughts come in and we let them tell us what we're capable of and put limitations on us. So I want you to free yourself from that. I want you to be okay. Learn to be okay. Now, this just didn't happen overnight. This has been an evolution of me realizing my worth, understanding what I brought to the table as it relates to my career, having, success in the coaching realm, and really coming through some things, right? But at some point, you'll get to the realization to be okay with who you are, to be okay with changing the things about you that are not aligned with where you're going. And don't mistake yourself. Change is growth. It is a true compliment when someone says, "Oh, you're changing," or "You're acting different." If that difference, if that change is bringing some positive movement to your life, is improving the way that you hold yourself and the way that you walk in a room and command space, then those are all great things. And no one has a right to diminish that or to take that away from you. So free yourself from holding on to what someone thinks you should be or what they perceive you to be able to accomplish. You can accomplish anything you put your mind to. With a plan and a purpose and action steps, you can achieve those things. So I really want you to embrace what that is for you. When you say to yourself, if you look in the mirror or you say out loud, "I am free today. I'm going to free myself from fill in the blank. I'm going to start to walk in the direction that I'm supposed to walk into, that that you're told to go into." Go forward and go with power and go with strength, knowing that along the way, you'll always be given more strength. When you get tired, you feel like you don't have any more to give, you always have a little bit more. Doesn't God always give us just a little bit more and then we can take it from there? And he gives us a little bit more and we can go from there. You don't have to run the entire race in one day, but you do have to have a posture where no matter what happens, I will not allow you, I will not allow myself to keep me from moving forward. I had a conversation the other day, yes, a full-blown conversation with my 5-year-old granddaughter. And she had a period, a couple of weeks, where her behavior at school didn't dictate that she could come home and play with her toys or watch TV or her pad or anything when she came home for a couple of weeks and even over a couple of weekends. she was punished. And so I began to talk to her, and in our conversation, I told her, I said, don't allow anyone to take away from you the things that you enjoy doing, not even you. You're allowing yourself to take away your toys. You can't get mad at mommy. You can't get mad at Mimi. You can't get mad at the teachers because it's your own behavior. And there are consequences to the behavior. And then when she got past that point and she got to come home and she said, Mimi, I had a good day. And she got to do the things that she wanted to do. And the next day, and the next day, and the next day. And now she's back on track. And so that's what I'm saying to you. We are not to stand in our own way. And when we see that our behavior and our actions are stopping us from moving to the fullness in a day or a week or to accomplish our goals over a period of time, we have to free ourselves literally from the behavior that's hindering us. Freeing yourself in relationships. You know you have a right to say no. And you have a right to say no without any explanation. It's the thing where my no is no and my yes is yes. So free yourself from giving people explanations about why you're choosing to do or not do something. If I want to have my self-care defined on a particular Saturday as walking in the park and reading alone or taking a day trip with someone or without someone, I don't have to justify that to anyone. I don't, and I'm not saying if you're married or if you're in a relationship or you have children that you don't give due notice. If you're leaving out for the day or you're getting ready to do something, yes, absolutely. You should communicate and let someone know that what you're doing and where you're going. We live in a real world. And, we need to know where our loved ones are so that if something happens, we have a starting point. But I'm talking about justifying what you're doing, almost asking for permission. Like, is it okay if I do this? Is it okay if I pursue this goal? You have to know that it's okay. Free yourself from getting an okay from me. Or when you have a conversation with your husband or your significant other, absolutely out of respect for the relationship and out of respect for the things that you all are building together, you absolutely should have a conversation about what your goals are, what his or her goals are, and how you're going to go about doing them. However, I truly don't believe that you have to ask someone's permission to do your life, whether you're attached to them in marriage or you're attached to them in a relationship. You don't have to ask their permission to change courses, to grow. You don't have to ask their permission to move into a different space or pursue something new. That's all you. That is all you. We are the owners of ourselves. The Lord is the orchestrator of everything that we do, but we are the ones who actually will do it. Yes, we get support all around us for sure, and we need support. So I'm not saying go rogue and, never say anything to anyone. Don't misunderstand that. But what I am saying is stop justifying moving into the life that you want or that you see for yourself or the vision that you want to pursue. Stop justifying the need to be and to pursue the love of yourself. If you have children, one of the things that we know about children is they are very action oriented. I'm watching what you're doing more than I'm hearing what you're saying. Your actions are speaking louder than your words. So when you free yourself and allow yourself to move into different spaces or to pursue the things that you want to do or to take quiet time for yourself, you're showing them that they have value. You're showing them that they have choices. You're showing them that they have a right to make a decision to do something today. There are consequences for it. They're making a decision to do something tomorrow and get a better consequence. So it all comes full circle, but it has to start with us. I was able to do a lot more in my life on a daily basis when I began to free myself from the things, the people, the circumstances that were binding me, starting with my own actions. Free yourself from asking permission from anyone to live your life. Acknowledge that they have a place in your life. Have open communication about how you're moving with an expectation almost that they support you, particularly if it's a significant relationship. If they don't support you, do you not move? Do you not grow? Is your life and the life that you desire and live for yourself completely dependent upon someone else telling you that you can? And if it is, I'm going to say free yourself from that. Because someone who loves you, someone who wants you to be the best that you can be, will absolutely support the path that you're taking. Not that they'll agree with every step that you're taking. And you really want the dialogue. You really want the feedback, because we don't want to get into something that's going to be self-destructive, right? So we do want people around us that are paying attention to what we're doing and giving us feedback and having dialogue about, what did you think of that? Asking someone what did they think of something for feedback, and asking them what did they think of something, expecting them to approve and then therefore give you permission to do it, is a whole nother conversation. That conversation is one that I don't subscribe to, not anymore. I don't, because I have a right to develop my life. When that happens, I have a transparent conversation. Hey, I respect your opinion and what you're saying. However, it doesn't align with my thoughts. I'm not in any way in that statement told that person their opinion didn't matter, but I did say your opinion doesn't matter more than mine. I get the final say about what's going on in my life. And when we do that, we teach our grandchildren, we teach our children, we teach the women who are coming behind us to know that they can actually be what they want to be in their life if they free themselves to pursue what they want with a mindset that I have ownership over this. So, my suggestion is that I always tend to write things down. I would suggest, what are the 2 or 3 areas where you're really stifled, either by yourself or by another person? Now, this is going to take a transparent conversation with yourself. One of the things that we can do is we can have a conversation with someone else and we can kind of shade it over and tell them what we want and kind of let them know and then omit what we want to omit. This is not that conversation. This is a transparent, open conversation with yourself, either verbally or in writing, where you're identifying 2 or 3 things, 2 or 3 behaviors that are limiting you from moving forward in your life. And then becoming accustomed to removing those barriers, starting with you first, by freeing yourself to change that behavior, identifying what changes need to occur. Yes, as I always say, change, growing, getting to the beauty on the other side, evolving into your best self. It's work, right? You've got to put in the work to get to that place. So those 2 or 3 things need to become a solid action plan where you can see yourself moving forward. And when you hit that barrier, you back up, you free yourself, you move forward again. If you hit the barrier, you learn to go around, and then you learn to go over. And eventually, with practice and consistency, you'll go through and it'll become less and less and less of a hindrance. If it's a person, chances are you will potentially move away from that person. You could literally outgrow them. And remember, when you're growing and the people around you are not growing, it's natural that there's going to be separation. And with separation could potentially come, and often does, a change in the relationship. Free yourself to know it's okay. I don't have to, you don't have to take everyone everywhere. We always want to remember that everyone on our journey isn't there for the long range. Everyone isn't to get all the way to the finish line. And by freeing yourself from having to hold on to people that are not moving you forward, who are not helping you to push positive things in your life, who are not listening to you and helping you to flush out things that you're interested in pursuing, free yourself. It's okay. It's hard, it's hurtful, very hurtful to let someone go that you have in a relationship. But before you allow them to stifle your growth and to keep you from moving and getting the life you desire, have courage and let it go. If it's a place, same thing. To me, that's one of the easier ones, because changing your behavior or leaving, identifying the people who are on your team and who are not on your team, a little bit more difficult. But in terms of a place, if you're hanging around in an environment that is not allowing you to go where you want to go, and this is, that this place, as my father used to say, will do you no good. That's just simply a stop going. I mean, it's a hard stop. It's a recognition. This is not good for me, and therefore I want better for me, and I'm not going. Period. I can't say it any simpler than that. It truly is a decision that is made in a moment because of circumstances that have happened prior to that. You know the right decision to make and it to be true, and you just do it. Everything isn't going to take a period of time to do. You've got to be able to jump when it's time to jump. And that's one of those things. So I want to encourage you. I want to inspire you and to help you to know freeing yourself from habits and people and places that are not moving you in the direction that you want to go to is one of the best gifts that you can give yourself. Freeing yourself from you, the part of you that is in your own way, is one of the best gifts that you can give to yourself. You can do it through therapy. You can do it through another form of counseling. You can do it through tough self-love. You can flush it out through journaling and writing. There's a million ways to get to the other side of the beauty that you want to see in your life. But you have to first free yourself and know that you have a right to it and decide that you're going to pursue it. I did, and I'm telling you, it is one of the reasons that I am in the space that I am in this particular season of my life. Everything before now has come to this point, and I'm just simply okay with being okay with me and not asking you for permission to be okay with me. I want to leave you with that. I want to thank you for joining the conversation, and I want to hear about how you took this, you took it to heart, and you began to live the life that you wanted to live. All across social media, subscribe, like, share. Susan R. Appleton. Here at Power Conversations and Connections, we talk life, the beauty and vulnerability on the journey to self-love and evolving into our best selves. Thank you for joining the conversation, and I'll see you next time.